Adventures Invasion of the Bane, the first episode, and the 2007 New Year's special, is written by Russell T Davies and Gareth Roberts, and it's starring Elisabeth Sladen, Yasmin Page, Tommy Knight, Alexandra Armstrong, Portia Lawrence Mavor, and John Leeson. It's been 10 years today that Elisabeth Sladen, the actress who played Sarah Jane Smith, has sadly passed away, and I think it's a nice tribute. It doesn't feel 10 years for me. I remember it's the day when I found out the news. I was playing outside on a scooter. I was only 12 years old. My mum called for me as she's got something to show me. So I went inside and we both looked at the news on the TV and it said Elisabeth Sladen sadly died of cancer. I went on the computer straight away hoping it wasn't true, but unfortunately it is. The news has hit me hard and still is. I would like to meet Elisabeth as she's a nice woman, as I've heard. Well, she definitely is, as I've seen her in interviews and everything. Back in 2006, Children's BBC have been wanting to do a Doctor Who spin-off. It was going to be Young Doctor Who, and it was going to be about a 14-year-old doctor who lives on Gallifrey, builds a sonic screwdriver, and interested in the universe. But Russell T Davies didn't want that because the mysteries would have been destroyed. So instead he did a series focusing on Sarah Jane Smith, a companion who appeared in Doctor Who along with John Pertwee and Tom Baker, the third and the fourth Doctor. Only one episode of K9 and Company, which is where Sarah Jane meets K9 the first time. Then she came back to the 20th anniversary in the Five Doctors. After a while, Sladen decided to stop acting to raise her family. Then she came back as Sarah Jane for School Reunion with David Tennant as the Doctor. Sarah Jane Smith has been the most popular companion by both Doctor Who fans and members of the general public. So this episode begins with Sarah Jane's narration when she explains that she used to travel with the Doctor, which is a great opening. So we have Maria Jackson, played by Yasmin Page. Maria moves in Bannerman Road with her dad Alan Jackson after him and her mum, Chrissy, got divorced. She teams up with Sarah Jane Smith. We have Luke Smith, who's an artificially created human and a genius, played by Tommy Knight. Kelsey Hopper, who became friends with Maria after when her and her dad moved into Bannerman Road, and she's played by Portia Lawrence Mavor. She only appeared in this episode because I think she received poor reception, which actually bothered me. That's the reason why she's replaced by Clyde Langer. I think the casts are great in the role. I love the scene where Sarah Jane is having a conversation with an Arcturian called Starpote, with a nice beautiful song and a design. And yet Arcturian previously appeared in Torchwood from the episode Greeks Bearing Gifts, when it possessed Mary. After when Sarah Jane rudely saying hi to Maria and just walks back in her house, Kelsey and Maria went into the bus to the factory where they invented a fizzy drink called Bubble Shock. And it looks tasty. Gareth Roberts used that idea of name Bubble Shock from his novel The Highest Science for inspiration of Bubble Shock, with space between, which is interesting. So Sarah Jane interviewed Mrs. Wormwood about the drinks, while Kelsey wanders off to phone her friend, and that disturbs the Bane mother, which is why no one is allowed to use phones in the factory. Setting the alarm has caused the archetype or Luke Smith to wake up, escape and meet Maria, so they hide in the girls' toilet, so Sarah Jane Smith discovered that and took them back to Bannerman Road. Sarah was being harsh to Maria, saying that she should stay away as her life is dangerous, and yeah, Maria got upset. I enjoyed a lot of scenes in the factory. It is fun and blast to watch. Meanwhile, Kelsey gets questioned by Mrs. Wormwood and Davy. I loved the bits when Kelsey referenced Jeremy Kyle's show when she pointed out that Davy mentions that Bane on the ceiling is his mum. Brilliant. So they put Kelsey to sleep, make her forget, and Davy decides to drop her back to Bannerman Road. But when he discovers where Sarah Jane Smith lives, he gets into his true form. It's a nice piece of design. After when Sarah Jane lets Kelsey and Maria in and decides to go into the attic, Sarah Jane tells them about the aliens and her travels with the Doctor. And I think it's nice. I like it when they've got loads of photos of the classic era, including a photo of herself with K9 from K9 and Company. I liked Mr. Smith, a talking computer who's a Zylock, and voiced by Alexander Armstrong, who's the presenter of the game show called Pointless. I think Mr. Smith is really cool. K9 is in the safe where the black hole is. The reason why they did that because of the rights for K9 to appear in the series were not secured, so that's why he often has a cameo. So yeah, everyone who drank Bubble Shock were possessed, including Kelsey and Alan, Maria's dad, as they walk around carrying an open bottle saying "drink it" like zombies. So Sarah Jane, Maria and Luke went down to the factory. I like the scene where Sarah Jane drives the bus into a wall. So the only way to destroy Bane's mother is using phones, which is interesting weakness. So Sarah Jane, Maria and Luke escapes and the factory is blown up, and people with Bubble Shock drinks are unpossessed. I think these three made a great teamwork. Maria's mum was rude when she wants Sarah Jane and Luke to get out and wondering what Luke was wearing. I was like, come on, there's no need for that. In the end, Sarah Jane agrees to adopt Luke as her son, when he said he liked to be called Maria as well. That would be funny if they named him Maria. But no, first Sarah Jane was going to call him Harry, then Alistair, naming after Harry Sullivan and Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart. But everyone agreed to call him Luke, which is what Sarah Jane wanted to name her child, if she ever had one. So yeah, I think it's a great start. The show, Sarah Jane Adventures, is my favourite Doctor Who spin-off. And of course I like Torchwood and the rest. What do you guys think of this episode? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.